So in the last video, we made waypoints and we were able to make them detect each other. I was a little concerned if this radius worked or not, but it actually does. You can see if I leave it at value 60, it finds the current waypoint, which is 3 and 4. But if I take it up to 70, it'll find the previous and the current one. So you just have to find the right radius for your scene size and for the distance, because we really just wanted to detect the next one in the row. So for example, this is at 60 here, and if I press play, you can see it only finds itself. So you're going to have to sort of set these. And don't worry too much about making too many of these guys because, like I said, we're not even rendering them in our scene view. So while perusing the physics.overlap API documentation for Unity, I noticed that they have a for loop here. And what it does is it searches constantly the colliders in the distance. Hit.colliders.length is like the array that we made. And so it's always searching for the closest neighbor. So let's analyze this code and break it down and implement it within our code. All right, so there's a couple of things I want to do here. I'm going to throw a while loop in there because it's a little bit easier to understand instead of the for loop for now, just for our program. And I'm just going to say while um, our length of our waypoints. So I'm going to copy the name of our array here. So we just write dot, and then there's a built-in sort of attribute here called dot length. Save that. Is less than 3. Because we want our waypoints to know where it came from and then the next one down the line, so that it doesn't double back unless it needs to. So while our waypoints are less than 3, we're going to load up our, because remember this is our waypoint system that loads up the current position, the radius, and the mask. The issue is, what if you have a waypoint that has 1? Well, this is always going to run, right? So what we want to do is we want to set the sphere distance of the radius. We want to expand that because remember, radius here is what finds my neighbors. So we're going to continually grow radius until it finds at least 2 neighbors. So an easy way to do this is just say radius equals radius plus 10. Shorthand notation for this is radius. Here, I'm going to put this in a comment so you can shorthand note. Radius plus equals 10. This is shorthand for radius equals radius plus 10. I just kind of wrote it out there because it's easier to understand. So now what happens is while it's less than 3, it's going to keep expanding radius, and it's going to keep loading up objects into waypoints. So let's save this. Now you always want to put another check safe in your code. So I'm going to make a integer here called, I don't know, failsafe. What I'm going to say here is while neighbor is less than 3, or is our 2 brackets above the enter key. Failsafe less than 5. Failsafe, we have to set it to some value, so let's set it equal to 1. Do this. So it'll keep running until length is less than 3, because what if we have a you set your waypoints out too far, you don't want it to crash Unity, so you kind of want to enter at least this failsafe in here. So we'll increment failsafe in here. We can do plus plus, which is shorthand for failsafe equals failsafe plus 1. So that's the shorthand for it. So let's save that and let's run it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit apply, and I'm going to space these out just a little. Whoa. A lot of different apply. There we go. I'm going to space these guys out. See what happens. Because we know we're sort of messing with these values. Why is this 80? Let's hit apply. prefab, or it might not be a prefab. Okay. 02, 65, and hit apply and see if that updates all of them. There we go. Okay, that one didn't seem to be a prefab. So that could have been part of our issue. Okay. So let's hit play and see what happens. Get 3 here, which is the current, and then the next 2. This one should not register more than 3. Perfect. Let's really space this out. Let's put this guy all the way over here and see what happens. Go. He gets 2, 3, 4. So he's the basic one 4. So he's reading 3 and 2. The last few that it came from. This one should just read these 2. Get 2, 3, 4. All right, that looks good. So we at least have a failsafe in there now, and we have it where it'll always read 2. So that's kind of a nice sort of waypoint system that's in place. Okay, what I want to do is take a little break from the coding. I'm just going to start to section off these guys because I want to talk about how to get it so we can just sort of build out like walls, and that we can keep our characters, like our enemies, within specific sections. So just quickly build something that looks like this. We're building a hallway, and I'm going to duplicate this, scale it down, get it again, something like this. Okay, so here's an issue. What if I want my character to go this way? I want robots that only go this way, and I want other robots that patrol this way. Well, let's take a look at the problem here. Let's call this one prefab L_01, and that stands for like left corridor or something. Say this is our, or this could be medic. These are like the waypoints that are in the medic area or something. So let's call it medic. Like a medic hallway 02. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. Name this 0. Let's leave this 02, and then this one is 01. Here's 01, here's 02. So, alright. Now watch this. If I bring this closer, or I press play, look what this one found. It found my medic and these 3. A certain level of confusion when it comes to waypoints that are really close. Okay? And you can notice that even these numbers change when I press play, because it keeps going up until it finds the other closest waypoint. So here's 4, here's 3. They should all be set at 3, right? So we want to sort of isolate these guys going down this corridor. And I'll go over that in the next video. But let's say that length is less than 3. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here, and then the next one we'll look at isolating our corridors.